Hello, everyone, and happy holidays 2023. I'm in the midst of my Christmas marathon. My camera is not full HD right now because it's sized for webcam for me to do content like gameplay and a Tiermaker. But before we start with this Tiermaker event that we're going to be ranking classic Christmas movies and specials, today I'm going to take a quick shot of Bird Dog peanut butter flavored whiskey and see if it's any good. I have no idea. I'm about to try it for the first time. It is pure. It is a foolproof whiskey, 80 proof. All right, it's not that wimpy stuff. It's actually strong. So let's see what this is like, and then we're going to jump into this Tiermaker. Ooh, that was a nice noise. It kind of smells like peanut butter, but I also smells like some sweetness to it, which is probably the whiskey. Smells pretty good. Bird Dog. All right, let's try it. There we go. Where did I put my paper towel? Let me try. I want to make sure I don't get it all over the office. Bird Dog. A dog that runs after the birds after you hunt them and shoot them down out of the sky. It would catch the bird and take it to the hunter, correct? Okay. I need a jelly chaser. No, I don't. It's disgusting. I have some seltzer water here I'm going to use as a chaser. So here we go. All right, let's see if this is any good. Bird Dog peanut butter whiskey. Smells interesting. It's weird. Oh, so it's very sweet. It's sweet, but it has nutty, like a nutty aftertaste. That is so weird. Wow. That tastes so weird to me. Because like I said, it goes down like a sweet whiskey, but then you get like a nutty taste in your mouth after the fact. It's not like, you don't taste it when it's in your mouth. You taste it. You taste like peanuts after you've swallowed it. That is weird stuff. All right, anyway. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Christmas 2023 Tiermaker. What we're about to do is rank some of the biggest, most famous Christmas movies and specials against each other. Okay? And I hope that you guys enjoy. By the way, I will give a huge shout out here. Credit where credit is due. Derek made this for us. He actually made one for us for Halloween, and then I got sick and we didn't do a Halloween marathon. So he did all that work and we didn't get to do it. I'm hoping that we'll do it next year. All right? But this is a Christmas Tiermaker. Are we going to be ranking all of these? Probably not. All right, I'm just going to be honest. We probably don't have enough time to rank all of these because there's a zillion of them here. But we have all these different Christmas movies and specials to rank against each other. All right? Problem is, I don't know if I can read them. I'm just going to be honest. I'm looking at it, I'm like, this might be a little bit too small. Like, hold on. What if I did... How do you zoom? Is it control? No. Is it shift? How the fuck do I do this? Oh, there we go. Oh, that's much better. Okay. Oh, okay, that's way better. All right, cool. Now I can actually see what I'm looking at. Oh, good, good, good. Okay, so here we go. By the way, whoa, hold on a second. I just received a very generous tip before we begin. A $36 tip from an anonymous tipper. Wow, thank you so very much, whoever that is. I appreciate that. Let's get that going. Hold on. I got to be sure that I have the cursor on the right thing here. A whopping $36 tip from an anonymous tipper. Much appreciated. Happy holidays, whoever that was. And that's going to get us all the way up to $300 in tips and, you know, and going. We still have much more coming today on this marathon. This is only like the midway point of the marathon, honestly. If that. Because I'm going for at least another 4+ hours today. So, excellent. Okay, So, as you can see, what Derek did is he took basically a screenshot, okay, of the title screen of each movie, which in my opinion is a great way to do it because you get to see the iconic titles of each movie and the logos and everything that's intended, and it's easy to recognize what they are because of that, right? Like if you were just looking at a logo or like a DVD cover, you may actually not even realize what it says. So let's jump right into it. So we're gonna have S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and I never watched it. So right off the bat, we can take some of these that I've never seen. For example, this is 8 Crazy Nights. I believe this is the Adam Sandler animated movie. I have never seen it. I probably should watch it at some point, but I have never seen it. Silent Night, Deadly Night. I know it's a horror movie. I've never seen that one. Prancer. You know, I think I did see Prancer. I think I did because I think I'm getting some recollections of it from when I was a child now that I've seen the name of it. I have to think about that. I've seen Jack Frost. I've seen a lot of these. Let's see. I'm trying to look for ones I outright have never seen that I could put into that list and get them out of the way before we start ranking the ones that I have seen. Some of these I can't read because they're way too small. I guess we'll have to go one by one. Let's just go one by one. Okay? I have to see 8 Crazy Nights as Meguro-san. Really? Is it good? You know, I used to like... Here's the thing. I used to like old Adam Sandler from the 90s. His stand-up and his movies from them, like Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. Those are funny. But what happened was he got too popular, and then I just started hating his stuff. When he got so popular, his stuff just wasn't good anymore, in my opinion. So I just haven't enjoyed anything of his for like 20 years. You know? Okay. So... let's see here. We start off with, is this It's a Wonderful Life? Is that what this is? I think it is, right? It's a Wonderful Life. Ladies and gentlemen, all right? I don't care at all what your opinion is on this one. All right? It's a Wonderful Life, by default, is S tier. It is the quintessential Christmas movie. It teaches all the important things you need to know about the season. And as you get older... it means even more, all right? Like, as you get older, like, when I saw it when I was a kid, I didn't really understand it. It was always on TV, and I was like, it's a boring black and white movie. But as I got older, and as I went through the phases of life that the main character goes through, and I see the shit he's going through, and then I'm like, wow, I can relate to some of this stuff. That movie just gets better and better, and now that I watch it, I love this movie. Okay? So, 100%, that's S tier. I don't care what you say. If you disagree, you're wrong. Home Alone. I really like Home Alone, but I don't necessarily know if it's S tier rank. Like, it's got a lot of funny slapstick. It's the breakout movie for Macaulay Culkin, by far. It's funny to this day. It's funny to see the writing, the comedy. It actually has some nice messages in it as well. It's not just a slapstick movie. But I don't know if it's S tier. I'm going to put it in A tier for now, and we'll probably argue about this later, all right? And by the way, just so you guys know, my food is... okay, good. My food wasn't ready. I had a delivery person going to get my food, and the food wasn't ready because it's not supposed to be ready for almost another hour. It didn't make sense that they were sending a delivery person. Anyway, okay, so continuing on. Let's see here. But I have food coming for my marathon today, and we're doing this in the interim. Is this a Christmas Carol? Which version of A Christmas Carol is this? I don't know what one this is. I've seen the Patrick Stewart Christmas Carol, and that was pretty good, but I don't know which version this is, so I can't rate this until I know what it is. This is the 1984. I've never seen it. I've never seen the 1984 Christmas Carol. So I got to put that. Maybe I should watch it. I've seen the Patrick Stewart. I've seen various versions. I've never seen that one. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Elf. Okay. In regards to Elf, a lot of people absolutely positively love this movie. I think it's good. I don't love it like a lot of other people do. Maybe it's because it came out in the early 2000s, and for me, growing up in the 80s and 90s, like, those were the movies that were solidified in my head as the good Christmas movies, right? I still like it. I think Will Ferrell does a great job in the title role, and there's a great ensemble cast in this movie that does a great job, too. The plot's funny, but it's funny. Like, it's a funny movie. It doesn't necessarily make me feel like, for example, when I'm watching It's a Wonderful Life or something, oh my God, like, you'll learn something about life. I don't learn jack diddly watching Elf, right? It's just a funny Christmas movie. So, the best I would rank Elf is B, but we'll see what happens as I rank the other things, okay? That's the best I would give it, is a B. Okay. The Polar Express. All right. The first time I saw the Polar Express, which was when my wife spent Christmas with me many years ago, our first year together, okay? And we watched it together, and I had no idea she loves this movie. I really didn't know that. I thought it was just a random Christmas movie we were watching together. Little did I know she loves this movie. She finds it hilarious. Every year we watch it, she smiles, she laughs, she really enjoys this movie for various different reasons. Some of the movie is heartwarming. Some of the movie is just outright funny. Some of the movie is ridiculous. Why is Aerosmith in this movie? I still don't know. And I've seen it every year for like 5 years. I still don't understand why Aerosmith is in it. I haven't figured it out yet. Okay? But basically, it's not bad, but it's not great. Like for me, I would put this in the B or C rank. I'll put it in C for now. I don't hate it. Like, if I hated it, I would put it in D. But I just don't get it. Like, I watch it every year, and I understand, like, okay, so the reason that this movie resonates is because it's supposed to have the Christmas spirit, right? The ability to fantasize about a holiday or something that's not concrete, a feeling, rather than something that's scientifically proven. Some people ring the bell, they don't hear it. But if you ring the bell and you hear it, you know what I mean? Now you have the holiday spirit or whatever. I get that. But there's so many weird things that happen in the movie that make me scratch my head. I've seen this movie 5, 6, 7 times now. I still don't understand it. Who is that hobo on the train? I don't know. Hot chocolate. I get it. It's funny. It's an entertaining segment of the movie. Where did that come from, and where does it go? There was no one else on the train. Later in the movie, it's just the people driving the train, Tom Hanks, and the kids, right? So where did the hot chocolate people go? I know I'm spending a lot of time on this. I still don't understand. I'm still confused. Okay? So, it's all a dream? Felix the Maid says the whole movie is supposed to be a dream. Is that true? Thanks for the spoilers. Come on, the movie came out in the early 2000s. You can't tell me I did spoilers. Get out of here. All right? Anyway, I'm going to put it in C. Maybe I'll bump it to B. You know what? I'll put it in B. I might bump it to C. Let's see what happens as we continue. Okay? Okay, this is the Jim Carrey Grinch. Is that correct? That's an immediate D. It's a never watch. I seriously never want to watch this movie ever again. I saw this movie in theaters. Okay? I did. When it came out, I saw it in the movie theater. I was like, okay, this is going to be great. I absolutely love the Dr. Seuss animated short. I think it's great. It's what, like 20-some minutes? It's got great singing. It's got a great plot, heartwarming plot. Jim Carrey, you can't go wrong with Jim Carrey, right? No matter what he does, he's going to do a good job. He hams it up. I go to see this movie. I'm like, where did they come up with half of the... Or honestly, the movie is an hour longer than the short, right? So you'll watch the movie, you're like, where did they come up with this plot? The Grinch was a kid growing up in Whoville. The Grinch had a crush on his classmate, but people bullied him. That's why he doesn't like Christmas? Like, what? No, that's not the plot at all. They completely made up a plot. 100% they just made shit up that made absolutely no sense. And then they rolled with it to extend the length of the plot, and it doesn't make sense to me. there's so many scenes in the movie that don't make any sense at all. All right? But every moment that Jim Carrey is acting it up as the Grinch is good. Like when he's actually reenacting the scenes from the actual animated show, it's great. The problem is that's 20 minutes of the movie. And then everything else that they made that was original sucks. The Who costumes are ugly. They're not cute. They're not heartwarming. They're hideous. They give me nightmares to this day to look at those Who costumes. Like, what the hell were they thinking? You want to know, when I see those Who costumes from that Grinch movie, you know what I think of? The Cats live action musical movie. It looks the same. It's ugly. It's hideous. It's just that for some weird reason, that movie came out at a time when people wanted new Christmas movies, and they just like, oh, it's fine. No, it's not. It's bad. It doesn't really teach anything. It sucks, man. That movie, it's terrible. I don't like that movie. A Christmas Story, immediate S tier. I don't even have to debate it. A Christmas Story represents a certain time in American life before my time. It's my dad's favorite Christmas movie. And when I was a kid growing up, I didn't really understand why. And as I got older and I started to keep watching it, I understood. Yeah, there's funny parts. There's Ralphie beating up the bully, right? There's Ralphie who wants the Red Ryder BB gun, and ironically, not listening to any of the adults in the movie, he does shoot his eye out at the end of the movie, right? So he should have listened to the adults. The Santa scene. There's like a million different scenes in the movie that they mean something when you're a kid, but then they also mean something when you're an adult. You know what I mean? So you can watch that Christmas Story movie a million times over your life, and it means something different because of the different time of your life that you're in. I mean, to this day, I was just talking about this on my podcast today, that to this day, I still have Chinese food with my wife on Christmas Eve because in the movie, their Christmas dinner is ruined. And so they go, and the only thing that's open on Christmas Day is Chinese food because the Chinese don't celebrate Christmas, right? So it still means something to me. The most overrated Christmas movie of all time, Hobo X, you've just received yourself a permanent ban from the channel. Bah humbug to you. I'm not just kidding. I'm not gonna ban you. But you can disagree with me, but I think that A Christmas Story is S tier. And if you disagree, you're absolutely incorrect. Okay, let's continue. Miracle on 34th Street. It is an amazing movie. Okay, it is. If you see it today, and you've never seen it before, first of all, watch the original. Don't watch the remake. Watch the actual black and white original from a million years ago. It's really good. To this day, if you watch it in HD, the acting is great. The plot is really good. And you get to see old school Americana. You get to see what it used to be like back when department stores actually were like a big part of the United States culture. They're not anymore. In fact, they're all going out of business. But back then, things were so different, okay? I think you'll really enjoy this movie. But I don't feel like this movie is on par with the top. I would argue it's probably A tier. I don't think that it's as good as It's a Wonderful Life or A Christmas Story. All right. So, okay, let's continue. I have no idea what that says. I'm going to go to the next one that I can actually read. This is A Nightmare Before Christmas. I feel like The Nightmare Before Christmas is middle of the road. First of all, a lot of people argue that Nightmare Before Christmas isn't even a Christmas movie. Oh, that's Die Hard? Oh, that's Die Hard? All right. So people were complaining that Die Hard wasn't in the list, and it's right there. Okay, let's do Nightmare Before Christmas first. So some people argue it's not a Christmas movie. Some people argue it's not a Halloween movie. And then some people argue the opposite, that it is what it's not. I personally think it's both, but not either. And what I mean by that is it's a good watch, but it's such an anomaly of a movie that I don't feel, if I watch it at Halloween, I don't feel like, I don't feel like it makes sense. But if you watch it as a Christmas movie, I also don't think it makes sense. It's like, because it's both, it doesn't feel like it fits either. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, I like the movie. When I saw it in theaters, I hated it. I'm going to confess something to you all. The first time I saw this movie, I saw it in theaters. I thought it was a Christmas movie. I saw it with my parents. I hated the movie. We walked out of there and we were scratching our heads. And the thing is, I like Tim Burton movies. Like, I like Beetlejuice. I like the Batman 1 and 2. Like, I've seen Edward Scissorhands. I like that too. I've seen those movies. I love them. But when I watched Nightmare Before Christmas, I just didn't get it. I was very confused. Okay? So, For me, today I like it more. Like, I think I appreciate that kind of happy horror. I guess what you could call it, happy horror. It's a little scary, but it's funny, right? Like, I kind of get that more now. But I actually think, like, for me, it's kind of middle of the road. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I watch it. I tolerate it. I enjoy it when I watch it. But I'm not like, I don't even know when to watch it. I don't even know, do I pull this out at Halloween or Christmas? I can't figure it out. So I'm going to put it middle of the road. Okay? Okay. Let's continue here. White Christmas, I've never seen. That one I can easily place. I've never seen that movie. So that one goes right there. What do we got here? So this is Die Hard? Oh, man. Die Hard is such a great movie, but as a Christmas movie, is it great? That's really what I'm trying to judge here. A movie that's great, but also, is it a Christmas movie? Correct? So, Die Hard, I think the highest I could give it is an A. I think I'm going to give it an A. It's a great movie. I love the movie. I've seen it a bunch of times. Every time I watch it, I laugh. It's action. You know, you get when he kills one of those guys in an epic way, you're like, yeah. You still feel that. Yeah, I'm 41 years old, and he fucking, you know, isn't it the guy he hangs or whatever? You're like, yeah. You know, you feel it. You're so excited when that shit happens. But it doesn't really have heavy Christmas themes. It just happens to take place during Christmas. So I like the movie, but I don't really, no way it could be S tier. It's just an amazing action movie that happens to take place during Christmas. So it is Christmas themed, but I can't give it an S on that. You know what I mean? I cannot read that. Is it the Santa Claus? I think this is the Santa Claus. I can't read this one. What does this one say, guys? Wow, this one's even smaller. I'm going to have to go to the ones that I can actually read, right? What do these say, guys? This is Love Actually. I've never seen that. Okay, that one goes to never seen. What is this one? Is this the Santa Claus? Everyone typed Love Actually at exactly the same time. This is just the Santa Claus? It's not Santa Claus 3, it's just Santa Claus? It's the Santa Claus. Okay. I really like this movie. I think Tim Allen does a great job because he's trying to deadpan situations where he looks like Santa and doesn't know why. And he does a great job of it. But he also, I just like Tim Allen as an actor in movies. I actually liked him in Home Improvement as well. But I think that him in this movie is like him at his best. And it's awesome because this is like, he nailed it as like the awesome Christmas movie version of him. Like, I don't think Santa Claus 2 or 3, I don't think that Christmas with the Cranks, I don't think that he's ever nailed it again. Like, this movie, he nails that performance of just weirdness. You know what I mean? It's a weird situation. Santa is real. You're about to become Santa, and we're all supposed to buy it. And how would a real person actually deal with that? I don't know how a real person would deal with that without losing their mind. But I think that he does his comedy good. And his serious scenes good. I'm going to give it an A. I'm actually going to give it an A. Some people would say like B or C. I actually give Santa Claus an A. And you can disagree with that. Okay? This is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That's immediate S tier. I don't want to hear any debate. Because not only is it an accurate representation of the late 80s, early 90s American family life, there's so many scenes in that movie that resonate with the stuff that I used to go through with my family around the holidays. Of course, it's hyper exaggerated, but it's just funny stuff. Plus, you've got like the next door snobs when it comes to God, what's her name from Seinfeld? Now I'm having a brain fart. But she's in it and she's really good as the next door snob who is like a different level of living in America than the family life, right? Because I grew up with a family, like a family lifestyle with my family, but Julia Louis-Dreyfus, that's right, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, or Elaine from Seinfeld. She's got like the snobby boyfriend. Her and her boyfriend are just so different from what you would expect from like America from the 80s and 90s, but that's how they live, right? And they don't even coincide with the next door family. They hate each other because they're so different, right? There's so many funny moments. If you want to see my review, I recently reviewed that movie on my DSPReacts channel, which is actually where I'm uploading this video. So check it out. It's one of my favorites of all time. So good. Watch the movie. If you've never seen it, you are literally cheating yourself. Scrooged? Man. See, here's the thing. Personally, I love Scrooge and I would give it S rank. But honestly, I think it more ranks around A. Like, I love Scrooged. It is the Bill Murray version of A Christmas Carol from the 1980s/90s, where he plays a TV executive who's supposed to be like Ebenezer Scrooge. He hates everyone around him. All he cares about is personal gain and money. He gave up his relationship with a woman, 15 years earlier just for personal gain. And he's become this really awful person who would fire anyone at a moment's notice just because they disagreed with him. In fact, he times it and tries to get the guy out of the building in 5 minutes since he fired him, right? But man, if you like Bill Murray or any of that style of comedy, if you like Ghostbusters, right? If you like anything Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, John Candy, Harold Ramis, I could keep going, like that group of comedians from like the 80s, if you like any of their stuff, you're going to love this movie. That's the kind of movie it is. It has that kind of humor, but it has timely things from if you grew up in the 1980s, you're absolutely going to love this movie because it has so many references from the 80s. But then if you're even young, if you're older than that, I meant to say, there's references from, Frank Cross, that's the character that Bill Murray plays. There's references to his childhood, and my dad got those references, and he loved the movie because of those. You see? So, it's just a great movie, but, when I really rank it above, when I watch Scrooge, do I get the same kind of heartfelt feelings I get watching It's a Wonderful Life, A Christmas Story, or even wow, that's kind of like my family feeling from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? No. But I still love the movie, so it's an A rank for me. Thank you, Gabriel the Blessed, for a super chat. He's complaining that there's movies missing. Listen, it's not perfect. All right? The list will never be perfect. But I appreciate the super chat. And let's continue here. All right, what's next? I have no idea what that says. Home Alone 2. I really like Home Alone 2, but I don't think it's as good as Home Alone 1. And just on that basis, I have to downgrade it one level. I just don't think that it's that good. It's good. The Holiday, that's what that is? Oh, I don't even know what the hell that is. So that'll go right down here to never watch. Yeah, Home Alone 2 is really good, but I don't think it's as good as the original, so it has to be downgraded at least one level. Okay? That's my take. I love Home Alone 2. Tim Curry makes it good, right? Because he's a great new actor in there, tossed in there. That wasn't in the original. Joe Pesci does his job. What's his name? David. The guy who plays Marv, right? He's really good. Again. And the Bird Lady's good. The family is exactly the same as the first movie. But I think that one is better, just being honest. So, it's basically Home Alone 2 is the same movie, again, just in a way that you don't hate watching it, even though it's the same movie, right? So this is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Okay, I don't care what you say, that's S rank. I watched that probably 5 bajillion times. This is the Rankin Bass stop motion special. I watched this every single year as a kid. I watched it every single year as much as I could when I was growing up. It's still to this day amazing. David Stern. Oh, Daniel Stern is his name. Thank you. That was the guy who plays Marv in Home Alone movies. But yeah, dude, having Burl Ives as the narrator and singing the songs, and those are amazing Christmas songs we still listen to outside of the special to this day. Like, I always hear the Burl Ives Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, right? In fact, if there was an upper echelon up here, like, this would go up, and probably this would go up. You know what I mean? Like this is like, I would to this day watch and love Bumbles Bounce. I still remember Yukon Cornelius and all of his lines, right? What about the the different elf who wants to be a dentist? I love that theme. A lot of people don't. They think, oh, that's progressive leftist stuff shoved into the special. No, that's life. in life, there's people who are different from what's expected from society, right? And we should be accepting of those people and not be bigots. And actually, this is one of those things when I was growing up that taught me that. Because I was like, here's someone who's completely different, right? But absolutely, it stands the test of time. Today, it's a good theme for children. You know what I'm saying? So that's great. Anyway, continuing on. Yes, I know people are going to say, oh, it's woke. No, it really actually was. But it's fine because it does it in a respectable way. I can't read this. Is this Gremlins? Gremlins, for me, is A tier. And Gremlins will always be the best. Is that Bad Santa? I thought this is Gremlins. This is Gremlins. That is the best Christmas horror movie. I don't care about Jack Frost. I don't care about Silent Night, Deadly Night. I think that this will always be the best Christmas horror movie. It's got amazing puppetry. It's got some cool stop motion animation. It's got a great cast. It's from the 1980s when I grew up, right? I actually watched it as a kid a million times and absolutely loved it. So, for me, that's A rank. That's the best Christmas horror movie, okay? The Muppet Christmas Carol. One of my favorite, if not my favorite renditions of A Christmas Carol. All right, Michael Caine absolutely nails the role of Ebenezer Scrooge. And unlike things you say, oh, it's Muppets, so what's going to happen? It's just going to be all kiddie stuff. It's not. The movie has absolutely serious tones. It made me, every single time at the end of the movie, right? It makes me tear up at the end of the movie when you see Scrooge embraced by the town and how he's changed. And Jim Henson just knew what he was doing. You know, he took something that was a classic and he turned it into something that kids can like, but adults can like. And by getting Michael Caine, he gave it a feeling of seriousness. He could have easily, like, cast a comedic actor as Ebenezer, and it wouldn't have worked. Because he got Michael Caine, the whole movie just is so good, right? Okay. Oh, by the way, the original music of that movie is amazing. Listen to the soundtrack. Your head's gonna explode. The soundtrack is so effing good. Wherever you find love, it feels like Christmas. Anyway, Jingle All the Way to be. Jingle All the Way is funny, all right, but I can still watch it and laugh, but it's I don't know, like I think it's a little bit too slapstick. Like, the movie makes sense because it's the story of a father who's trying to get a toy for his son. And if you grew up in the 90s, you would understand this feeling. Because in the 90s, kids didn't want digital stuff. They actually wanted physical toys. And you had to go to the store and get it. There was no pre-ordering system. You had to compete with the people at the store to get the toys. And it was like fighting for what your kid wanted. And it was work. And it was tough, you know? At the same time, the movie has a lot of really slapsticky stuff. He's punching reindeer in the face. He's fighting pro wrestlers dressed like Santa. He's got a jetpack on. He's flying around dressed like a superhero, Turbo Man. It's like, maybe if they took a lot of the slapstick stuff out, it would have been better. I still like the movie, though, so I'm going to give it a B rank. I definitely enjoy Arnold Schwarzenegger not in his typical action movie role, okay? This is Bad Santa. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Bad Santa for me is either C or D. I'll put it in C for now. Like, when I first saw Bad Santa, I really liked it. But after having watched it over the years, I just don't find it, like, funny anymore. I don't know why. At first, I thought it was good. And then, I don't know what it is, but maybe when I grew up, I just don't like that kind of, what do they call it, like, raunchy humor? You know, he's a disgusting prick. He freaking does awful things, but he still dresses up like Santa and tries to act like Santa. And they're trying to rob stuff. And they abuse a grandmother who obviously is not in her right mind. And he's taking advantage of her. So, like, at first, when I first saw it, I thought it was funny. But now that I've grown up, I actually don't find it funny anymore. Like, I watch it and I'm actually, like kind of turned off. Like, I'm disgusted almost. Like, it's kind of a pervy movie. Like, if you want to watch a Christmas movie that's trying purposefully to not have heartwarming stuff in it, which it does. It actually does have a few heartwarming moments in it, like the kid, right, by the end. But I don't know. It's just I like, for example, any of these movies on here I would watch again, except the ones in C and D. I really have no desire to watch Bad Santa ever again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't ever want to watch it again. And what's sad is it's one of Bernie Mac's last and greatest performances, but I actually don't want to see it again. Santa Claus is coming to town. Rankin Bass stop motion. It's good, but it's not great. Like, I've seen it a bunch of times, and I would actually give it a B. I don't feel it's as good as a lot of the other stop motion specials. Like, Rudolph is way up there. I think this one's kind of mid-tier for me. It's the story of the origin of Santa Claus, by the way. Now, The Year Without a Santa Claus, that's A. This is the one where Santa's, like, sick and doesn't want to do Christmas. And this is the one with the cold miser and the heat miser. I'm Mr. Cold Miser. I'm Mr. Fuck. I forgot it. I'm Mr. Heat Miser. I'm Mr. Sun. I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mr. Green Christmas. I'm Mr. 101. I know that one. I'm Mr. Cold Miser. I'm Mr. Snow. I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mr. 10 Below. Yes. The musical numbers are so good in this, and I love it, but I think Rudolph's better, but it's still probably up there, the upper echelon of the Rankin Bass stuff, so I give it a high-ass rank right there, okay? Let's see here. By the way, my food is almost here, so we're running out of time. We might have to do a part 2 to finish this, unless we just want to call it, which we could just call it, too. I'm trying to see others that I recognize that I could easily place. Little Drummer Boy, I do not like it all. I've seen it. I think it's one of the worst Rankin Bass specials. It's boring. Like, every time I've seen it, I got really bored and never really wanted to ever watch it again. So I put that down at the bottom tier. I really dislike that one. What are we looking at? Because I can't read half of these. Jack Frost. This is the very weird Michael Keaton movie where he dies and is resurrected as a snowman that only comes around Christmas. It's a bizarre movie with some heartwarming moments, but it's very bizarre. So I give that a C, and I probably would not want to watch it again. Edward Scissorhands is a Christmas movie? Edward Scissorhands is a damn good movie, but it's a Christmas movie? It is? I'll give it a B, because I'm not aware that it's a Christmas movie. This is The Family Stone. I've never seen it. Hold on. I'm going to do this turbo mode. Give me a second. Let's see. Never seen Christmas Chronicle. Never seen the remake. I don't know what the hell this is. We already did Jack Frost. Oh, wait. Read that. Hold on, because I think the food might have been left, and I just want to be sure that the food is here. Give me a second. No, he didn't need a coat. We're good. Okay, we gotta finish, guys, because the food is here. Hold on. Charlie Brown, Christmas with the Cranks, Frosty the Snowman, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Ernest Saves Christmas, Mr. Bean, Pee-wee, Muppet, and Prancer. Okay, I can see them all. All right. I needed to be able to see them, and I can see them now, so we can finish the ranking. You ready? All right. Here we go. Here we go. Fuck, now I can't read it. I keep over here, now I can't read it. Christmas with the Cranks. I just saw this movie. This one's middle of the road for me. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. So I'll give it a B. Frosty the Snowman animated special. Definitely not as good as Frosty. Excuse me. Not as good as Rudolph. Not as good as Santa Claus is Coming to Town. All right. Yeah, I would actually give it a C rank, the Frosty. I don't really like Frosty, honestly. I'll be honest with you. I think it's just okay. It's just okay. If it was on, I would watch it. But it's not stop motion. It was a weird cartoon instead. I never really liked Frosty the Snowman that much. I think a lot of people like it, but I don't really like it that much. By the way, you're going to see I threw a bunch in here. Like, this is stop motion Jack Frost, not the movie. That's not very good either. Stop motion Jack Frost, if you're not aware, stop motion Jack Frost from Rankin Bass is about Jack Frost, a mythical being, in love with a woman who doesn't like him. So the entire movie, he does things to help her because he's basically a simp. I'm not kidding. That's the entire movie. If you haven't seen that one, that Rankin Bass special, it's Jack Frost the Simp should be the name of the movie. And he never gets with the girl either. It's a pathetic movie. It's really disgusting. Anyway, Ernest Saves Christmas. A tier. Ernest was a comedian that none of us deserved. He was campy and cheesy, but at the same time, he was still funny for kids and for adults. And he left this planet way too goddamn soon because of cancer. And it's awful. Because I thought Jim Varney was a seriously good talent. And I feel like this guy could have still been making movies today that people would watch if he didn't pass away so early. I love Ernest Saves Christmas. I used to watch that every single year when I was a kid. I love that movie. So Ernest Saves Christmas is A tier for me. A Muppet Family Christmas. This is a very unique Christmas special, and here's why. This is the only time that Jim Henson's universe crossed over. And what do I mean by that? I mean the Muppets, the Sesame Street characters, and the Fraggles in the 1980s were all in this special. That was the only time that ever happened. That those universes crossed over into one. We were like, wait a minute. So you're telling me this is the Jim Henson cinematic universe? Yes. And we didn't realize that. We thought that they were separate. No, they're all connected. And you found that out by watching that. Okay? But outside of that gimmick, the special's not that good. I remember watching it, and I liked the fact that they were all in it, but I didn't actually really enjoy the special that much. So I'm going to give that a B. Okay? We're almost done. Prancer, if I remember correctly, this is supposed to be following the story of the reindeer and how they eat the magic dust and they get these abilities and things like that. That's like a C. I would probably want to watch it one more time just on the sake that I want to see it again because I don't remember it that well. But at the same time, I just don't think it was that great of a movie. It doesn't really resonate with me. Let's see here. Oh, Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean. It's a Christmas special. It's good, but I don't necessarily think it's on pace with the bests. But it's funny. I still remember to this day, he gets his head stuck in the turkey. And it's the dumbest scene ever in anything, but I still laugh my ass off when I see it. So it works, right? Even if you know the scene is coming, and you know the scene is stupid, and you laugh, then it means that it still works, right? So, there you go. Oh, How the Grinch Stole Christmas is a media S tier. No one can dispute it. This is the original Dr. Seuss special starring Boris Karloff, right? And if you disagree with this, you've just never seen it. If you watch this special, right? This is actually the theme of Christmas. The whole point of Christmas is not supposed to be, I bought something and I own it now. Or, oh, I gave you a commercial gift, something that's, something of value or a physical belonging for you to own. It's supposed to be caring about friends and family and having time with them, You know what I mean? And it's funny because every year, people ask me the question, well, what did you buy your wife and what did your wife buy you? And even though we usually do get each other gifts, right? I always answer the same way. It's like, what does that matter? What matters what gifts we bought? What we really care about is that on Christmas Day, I'm not working. For the one day a year that I'm not working, I don't have to stream. I don't have to upload videos. I don't have to do any work. I don't have to go grocery shopping. I don't have to run errands. I don't have doctor's appointments. I don't have other things going on. All we do is we spend time together. Christmas Day is the best day of the entire year because we get to be a family, and that's all that matters on that day. That's the spirit of Christmas. That's what it's supposed to be. And that's what that special teaches you, right? When you watch the Jim Carrey movie with all the bullshit in it, it corrupts that with a bunch of other side plots and bullshit. That special, that Dr. Seuss special, is the meaning behind the season and the holiday, and that's why that will forever be S rank and can never be disputed. And if you dispute it, you're absolutely wrong. Okay, we got 2 left. And I can't see them. So I need to get up one more time to read them because I can't read them. Hold on. Charlie Brown Christmas and Pee-wee's Christmas. Oh my God. So, I love the Charlie Brown Christmas special. My dad loves it too. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'll put it at A. I still think it's amazing. I would still watch it to this day. I've watched it a million times. I think the music is outstanding. I love the jokes. But I don't know. I just, I used to watch it all the time, every single year. But I don't know if I care about it as much today as I did when I was younger. I don't know why. Maybe just because I've grown differently as I'm a kid, as I'm an adult or whatever. But I think it's great. I love to watch it every year if I can watch it, if it's available. Because that's the other thing. They took it off of everything to watch. I don't even know where it is anymore. At one point I had it on Blu-ray, but I don't even have like a Blu-ray player outside of my office. We don't have anything in the living room that plays Blu-ray. So, like, there's some things that absolutely you want to watch every year. And that one is probably one of the ones I would try to watch every year. But I just don't see it as good as the top tier for me anyway. And the last one, Pee-wee's Christmas Special. Okay? Many of you probably never saw it. This was Pee-wee Herman on his Pee-wee's Playhouse show when he was at the height of his popularity in the 80s, before he was known as a guy who did very crude things in a movie theater, before he was known for drugs and other issues. He was known as just this really oddball comedian. And everyone wanted to work with this guy because he was very popular. And you had, celebrities who were on this show. This show is absolutely star-studded. It's full of celebrities from that time period. Okay? The running joke of the show, I should say. At the beginning of the show, he starts eating a salad. He says, I absolutely love this salad. And someone makes a joke and says, well, why don't you marry it? He goes, well, maybe I will. And that joke gets made like 5 times in the movie. At the end of the actual special, Christmas special, he marries his salad. So technically, if you're following the plot, Pee-wee Herman has been married to a salad since the 1980s. It's canon. Because that show is canon to all of his content. I'm not kidding. Go watch it right now. Okay? But the thing is, it's for a certain audience. If you grew up during that time, you'll absolutely love. Like, I could watch the Pee-wee's Big Adventure movie. I could watch right now, and I would absolutely love it. It's Tim Burton. I would love that, right? A lot of people didn't like Pee-wee. Over time, they felt he was overrated and just a children's fad. But for me, he was a part of my childhood. I watched Pee-wee's Playhouse every single weekend when he was on Saturday mornings. I saw the movies. Large Marge, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, that's a part of our childhood. That's a part of our culture growing up as kids. And for me, that's something that's I'm never going to forget, right? So that Christmas special, as cheesy as it is still something that means something to me. I'll give it a B. All right? So, here's my rankings. These are the ones I didn't see, so I'm not even going to mention them. Right? D, the absolutely atrociously bad full-length movie of Jim Carrey, The Grinch. It's terrible. And the Little Drummer Boy and Jack Frost Rankin Bass specials. They suck. C, Bad Santa, Frosty the Snowman, Prancer. I can't even read this, so I don't even know what that is. That's movie I can't read. Is that? Oh wait, that's the Michael Keaton Jack Frost, correct? Yeah. B rank. Elf, Polar Express, Nightmare Before Christmas, Home Alone 2, Jingle All the Way, Edward Scissorhands, which I didn't even know was a Christmas movie. The Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Rankin Bass Special. The Pee-wee Christmas Special. Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean. The Muppet Family Christmas, and Christmas with the Cranks. A ranking, Home Alone. The Original Miracle on 34th Street. Die Hard. The Santa Claus, Scrooged, Gremlins. The Year Without a Santa Claus, one of my favorite Rankin Bass specials. The Muppet Christmas Carol, Ernest Saves Christmas, and the Charlie Brown Christmas. And then ranking S tier, ultimate level, unstoppable forces of Christmas that will never stop, won't stop, don't know how to stop. You must watch them every year. If you don't, you are a humbug, a Grinch, a Scrooge, and a piece of human trash. It's a Wonderful Life. A Christmas... I didn't even watch all these this year. It's a Wonderful Life, A Christmas Story, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Rankin Bass Special, and of course, the Dr. Seuss How the Grinch Stole Christmas Special. All right. That is a hell of a tier maker. And I will say once again, thank you to Derek for making this. He also made the Halloween one we didn't do. Thank you to Derek for putting this together. Really fun to do. Hope you guys enjoyed it. By all means, leave comments on this video and tell me if you agree or disagree. Is there something that is quintessential Christmas that I left out, right? I want to hear your thoughts about your Christmas experience and the stuff that you enjoy during Christmas, all right? And if you want a link, when I upload this video, I will try to remember to put a link to this ranking tier maker in it so you can do your own ranking based off of this, okay? Happy holidays, everyone. Season's greetings. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Festivus for the rest of us. Whatever it is you celebrate. And even if you don't celebrate anything, I still hope that you're having a good time and in a good mood. I'm really enjoying my Christmas marathon this year, and I hope that you enjoyed this tier maker ranking video. Thank you all for 15 amazing years. This is my 15th Christmas with you all, if you can believe it. And here's to many more. See you next time. Happy holidays, my friends. Peace out. And to all, a good night.